Okay, I don't know how many times I'm gonna record this. My throat hurts. This is like take 5, and I've been trying to record this for an hour. But yeah, I've been just trying to get my thoughts on Halo Infinite, and I just don't know what to put into words because there's so much I could say, but I don't want to make the video too long. But there's a lot I could say, but there's not a whole lot I can say because it's hard for me to put it into words. Other than I feel optimistic and I feel like this. I feel great playing this game. Um, Honestly, like if I were to describe it, it feels like a mix of Halo 3 and some, of the modernization elements of Halo 4 and 5. But it's just on top of the Halo 3-ness. So it feels more like Halo 3 again. It really does. Other than, some of the small issues here and there, I'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, like it just like the more I talked about it in my previous takes, I was just more and more realizing that it feels like I'm playing a modern Halo 3 again. And I'm having a blast. Like it's insane like how much fun I'm having again. Um and on top of the new features and just the feel of going against bots too as like training partners, and the fact that we're going against bots in the first place is fucking incredible. Um, yeah, like I have nothing like, well, I don't have nothing. Like I do have some gripes with how it feels so far, and there's some issues, but this is a technical test, so obviously there's going to be some issues, and that's why we're here to get feedback on those issues. But like overall, I know they're going to fix a lot of this stuff because it's not coming out until like late fall, early winter this year, so we got plenty of time. um and I don't know, it's like it just feels like a modern Halo 3. That's like the best way I can describe it. All the weapons feel great. All the sound effects like the popping sounds when you get a headshot, the sound effects of all the guns and the shield breaking, and the shield recharges. And I like a lot of people hate the Spartan chatter, and the new AI voices, but I really don't care. It's really helpful actually. To listen to the chatter sometimes. You'll know when shit is spawning in or where the enemy is. And so, like, whenever I hear Spartan say something, I go and look over, and if he needs help, I'll go over. Or if I hear the AI say, "Oh, Overshield is spawning in 30 seconds," or the sniper spawning in 30 seconds, I go over and I get it. And like, I know there's like visual indicators with the timer too, but I don't pay attention to half that shit sometimes until I'm like actually there looking at it. So hearing the visual indicator so I can focus on fighting is great. So that's just my take on it. Um, but yeah, like everything just feels great. Like even using the control scheme, like I thought I would be using like traditional Call of Duty controls, with like ADSing with the left trigger, and I thought I'd be using that a whole lot more, kind of like how we ended up using it a whole lot more in Halo 5 when they brought that as the default. Um, for some reason, I went to Legacy, which is basically like Halo 3 controls, and I preferred that way more, which is weird because I thought I moved on from that control scheme after I started playing Call of Duty and Destiny more and getting used to using left trigger as the ADS. But when I went to Legacy, it was like so much better. I was performing better. Um, I was able to feel a little more comfortable holding the controller and where my fingers were going when I was in action. And I don't know, like I feel like, and like that's why I'm saying like uh it feels like Halo 3 again, because I'm not only using the legacy controls, but like the whole advanced movement that shit that they tried putting in Halo 5 is practically gone. All there is basically a sprint, which is not, it doesn't do a whole lot. It's been tested that you only go 3% faster. So, I mean, it's not quite necessary. I still use it. And I like sprint. So the fact that they still managed to get it to work, but not be all like, you know, a necessity, feels great. And the fact that I don't have to require myself to ADS in every gunfight like I you know, like you need to do in Call of Duty and Destiny, you know, and even Halo 5. I can hip fire everything, and like, I don't know. It's like I'm not very good at describing it, but like that's what it feels like. That's why I feel like this is great, because it's back to the roots, like they said that they were trying to do, and I think they pulled it off. Like I really think they did. Everything feels great. Everything feels great to use. I have really no complaints. Some of the weapons just could use some tweaking, and the drop shield deployment time, like it takes a while to deploy the actual shield itself. Like if you get in a gunfight and you throw it like immediately when the fight starts, then you're probably going to be dead before it actually fully deploys, because for some reason there's like a 2 to 3 second delay. I don't know. If they could just shorten that time, that would be great. The grapple hook feels great, you know, if you manage to get it to, you know, land on a good spot, you could swing across the entire map pretty well. It's pretty fun to use. The center grenade actually didn't get to use that much, but from what little I've seen of it being used in game from other teammates, it's like, yeah, it's a thing. It's not as game breaking as I thought it would be. Yeah, you know, equipment's pretty good. Some of the weapons, like I said, could use tweaking. It's very hard to use the sniper, scoping and whatnot. But even then, you know, like all the Halo sniping is pretty difficult to do, especially for someone like me who's pretty alright at the game. But you know, when it comes to using some power weapons, you know, like the sniper, it's the hardest thing in the world. The Commando, yes, yeah, the Commando. That weapon's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to use. Definitely packs a punch, but the recoil is ridiculous. It's pretty hard to control, especially when you ADS and go full auto. So if they don't do anything with the recoil, it's definitely recommended to do like single shot bursts, or maybe 2 to 3 shot bursts to kill them. Otherwise, you're just going to be, you know, you're going to be flying your gun all over the place, and you're going to be missing all your shots. Of course, a BR feels great. The assault rifle actually is pretty solid. It's actually really good. They definitely tightened the spread of the bullets, so you can definitely get into a gunfight, you know, and kind of lock on their upper half and definitely win a gunfight really quickly. You know, it's not like you can probably outbeat, you know, a pistol too, if you're lucky enough. And the pistol, the new sidekick, I think it was called, that's actually not bad. I actually really like it. I don't use it as much because I definitely feel the assault rifle is more reliable for me, but I've seen other people use it way better and use it more reliably. Even the bots, you know, kind of win the gunfights against me with the pistol, because they'll just land all headshots sometimes. Oh yeah, and the bots, they can be pretty dumb sometimes, but when they're actually in a gunfight with you, they can kill. They're no joke, like pretty solid bots. And this is just going against like the normal and hard difficulty version of the bots, which is Marine and ODST, respectively. I haven't tried. By the time I'm recording this, I don't think they have the mode out with the Spartan difficulty, which is pretty much legendary difficulty bots, but yeah, I'm kind of excited, kind of afraid to see how they perform. Hopefully they're not too overpowered and wall hacky or, you know, aim body, because they are bots, you know, and they're supposed to be difficult, but hopefully they're not too difficult to the point where they're, you know, hitting all headshots, you know. But yeah, other than that, like, small issues I have, just, you know, it's like a given with some of these things, but like the performance issues kind of weird. Like the frame rate's just not consistent. Like I have a pretty good setup too. I have a 2080 Super, i7 9700K CPU, 64 gigs of RAM. You know, it's pretty. Like it should be running this game totally fine, even at 1080. But for some reason it's just not doing that great, and a lot of people have noticed that too. Even people with 3090s are having issues, you know, keeping high frame rates and you know, just stable frame rates in general. Oh god, excuse me, I'm sorry. I've been talking so much. And like, I think the only issue I have is like controller sensitivity, because I do play with a controller. And for some reason, when you max out the sensitivity, it still feels like I'm dragging. And I don't know why. Like, you know, if you go to the previous games, if you max out your sensitivity, you can spin around 360 like a million times super fast, just by holding the stick left and right, like for a second or two. But with this, like, I feel like I'm dragging my face. You know, like I feel like I'm being pulled away. Like no matter how high I set the sensitivity. God, I can't speak tonight. I've been talking too long. This is my 5th take. But yeah, the default sensitivity is at 4. Usually it's like 3 in the other games too, but here it's 4. Even like with the advanced settings, with the dead zones and whatnot, and look acceleration and shit, you know, I set that so that shouldn't affect me. But even then, when I set it, the difference between 4 and 10 is very minimal. It does not feel great, and it does not feel faster, like, whatsoever. Like, it's barely a difference between 4 and 10, and 10 being the max. So they need to fix that, or adjust the speeds, whatever, because I'm not, like, if that's how it's supposed to be, that doesn't feel right. They need to change that, because I usually play at like 7.5, 8 sensitivity when it comes to a 0 out of 10 sensitivity scale. Even on Call of Duty, I play at like 7.5 or 8. Destiny, you know, same thing. And for some reason here, even at 10, it feels like I'm playing at like an actual 4 sensitivity speed. Like, if you go back and play like Halo 2, Halo 3, whatever, the previous Halo games on a controller, set it to like 3 or 4. That's what it feels like at 10 on Infinite. It doesn't feel right. I don't think that's right. That's either an issue or that's how they set it. Either way, that needs to change. That needs to be fixed, because that's the only gripe I have with this. Out of like everything, like other than, you know, the tech issues and performance issues, and, you know, there's other issues like, you know, with the menus and whatnot, but that's like a given. It's a technical test. This is the one feature that they're supposed to get right that definitely needs to change, especially when I'm pretty sure half the player base is going to be using a controller, because they're going to be on their Xboxes, or they're going to be on Xbox, well, with an Xbox controller on PC. And if they don't change this, then PC is just going to dominate them when it comes to looking speeds. And yeah, that's one thing I definitely need to say right now is 100% something they need to change. Sensitivity is super important in FPS games, so it's like, Please, 343 fix that. But yeah, I've been talking too much. It's already 15 minutes in, and my throat hurts. This is my 5th take. This could be my final take. I'll accept this as my take for the video. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Like and sub if you enjoyed. If you want to see more videos from me of me just talking about whatever, either my opinions or just wanting to do typical commentary over gameplay videos, I used to do that way back, but you know, I haven't been that focused on my channel in the past couple years, and even this year when I'm trying to do the whole VTuber shit, that's not working out as well as I thought I would. So if you guys want to see more from me, just let me know, and I'll try to whip up whatever I can. And yeah, Infinite's great. I'm looking forward to it. Having a whole lot of fun, and I can't wait to play the future flights and the final game. So yeah, high hopes. Very optimistic, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Like I said, thanks for watching. Do all that wonderful YouTube stuff. Really appreciate it. Leave a comment if you played the Infinite flight. Tell me what you think. If you haven't, tell me what you think from what you've seen. And if you haven't signed up for the Infinite Insider, go ahead and do that if you want to get into the future flights. Highly recommended, so you can play Halo Infinite early yourself. That's all. I'm gonna stop talking now because my throat hurts. Have a good day or night wherever you're at.